Over the past month, association football in Europe and South America, have caught the eyes of football fans all across the world. And fireworks are set to be lit in Germany and the United States of America, with tournament football reaching its twilight this summer. And the knockout phase of the Euros has created a pathway to the final for the Three Lions of England and La Roya of Spain. And all eyes will be at the Olympia Stadium to know if England can end their trophy drought or Spain can extend their dominance on the continent. Copa America has got Argentina dreaming of two titles either side of a World Cup glory in Qatar. And standing in their way this time is 2001 champions Colombia. Our focus today is to look closely at the perks of both tournaments so far and look towards the final set for the weekend. And my name is I bid you welcome to AFROSPORT Now in Focus. We'll take a break now and we'll return with the biggest stories in sports at the moment. A Kenyan marathon runner, Lawrence Cherono, has been given a 7-year ban for breaching anti-doping rules. And the 35-year-old Boston and Chicago marathon winner was given a 4-year suspension for testing positive for a banned substance found in the heart medication trimtazidine. And Cherono was suspended for a further 4 years for tampering or attempting to mislead the investigation. But the ban was reduced by 1 year for early admission and acceptance of the sanction. And the ban is backdated to his initial suspension, meaning Cherono will not be able to compete until 2029. Meanwhile, Giannis Antetokounmpo has been selected by the Hellenic Olympic Committee as the flag bearer for Greece at the 2024 Olympic Games in Paris, alongside race-walking legend Antigone Drisbiote. The 29-year-old Milwaukee Bucks star will be making his debut at the Games after guiding Greece to the competition with an 80-69 win over Croatia in the final of the qualifiers. It will be Greece's first appearance in the men's basketball event at the Olympics since the 2008 event in Beijing, where they reached the quarterfinals but lost to Argentina. And Greece have been drawn in Group A at the Paris Olympics and will go up against Canada, Australia and Spain. Now, still on the Olympics, American sprinter Noah Lyles is focused on winning a maiden gold medal in Paris as well as setting a personal best. The 26-year-old made his debut at the Tokyo Olympics in 2021 and he won a bronze medal in the 200 meters event. Heading to Paris, Lyles, who is currently the world 100, 200 and 4x100 meters champion, is one of the favorites to make the podium in Paris. And despite being beaten by 100 meters rival Jamaica's Oblique Seville at the start of June, in the Racers Grand Prix, he has insisted that he's a quality addition to every tournament.
Right now, as we get closer and closer to Paris, medals are the goal. They're always the first goal. You know, keep the main thing the main thing. Right now, I do not hold a gold medal in the Olympics. I have multiple world championships, national championships as well. The only one that's missing from the list is an Olympic gold. And I'm planning on leaving with a lot of those. And as I get faster and show up for the biggest competition in the world, I'm expecting my fastest times. And when I say that, I'm expecting the PR. And a lot of people know I'm knocking on the door of some of these world records. So I'm expecting to see world records full as I PR.
And now we'll take a break now. Of course, when we return, the big story is all about the Euros. And now Watkins, as late striker, helped England to the final. And they'll face Spain on Sunday at Berlin. It's all about that when we return from this break.
One of the greatest mixed martial artists of Africa returns to the World Sports Betting Arena to face his biggest challenge yet. With 20 EFC fights spanning 11 action-packed years, which include 12 astounding finishes, Iga Smiley Cabeza has cemented his legacy in the record books as the featherweight goat of the continent.
Welcome to the big leagues, buddy. You'll see how we dance.
He claims to be the best. We're gonna see. Let's go.
But on the 11th of July, the champ puts his lightweight belt on the line against one of the most dangerous finishers spearheading a new wave of African MMA. In 7 professional bouts, Zambian finishing sensation Humphrey King Cobra Malenga has yet to go past the first round and has run through more experienced opponents like a knife through butter, and now poses the biggest threat that Cabeza has ever faced in his title reign. EFC 115, Thursday, 11th of July, Johannesburg, South Africa. Broadcast and ticket details at efcworldwide.com.
Sport has the power to change the world. It has the power to inspire. It has the power to unite people. It speaks to youth in a language they understand. It laughs in the face of all types of discrimination. Sport can create hope where once there was only despair.
You're welcome back to AfroSport now in focus. And Berlin awaits for the Three Lions of England and La Roya of Spain for the final of the European Championship at Olympia Stadion, and it's been quite a tournament. And with one game to go from 51, we are now set to have an overview of the tournament so far, with Sunday's final in close proximity. It is, of course, about time I brought on to the show Coach A.A.A, all the way from Switzerland. Of course, it gives us a feel of what playing football in Europe is all about. Great to have you, Coach, as always. And of course, the first question I'd like to ask you is, it's been up against England in the final of Sunday. Do you reckon that these are the best sides of the lot?
Yeah, good evening, Mr. Yomide. It's a pleasure to be here once again. I think both teams in the final, they merited to be there.
Oh, interesting then. But of course, England have been knocking on the door specifically. I mean, you look at their performances in recent tournaments. Do you get the feeling that this is their year?
I could have wished England to win the Euro. But as predicted before, the Spain is going to carry the day.
Really? You think so?
Yes.
So what's behind
yes.
that conviction? Because, I mean, we've always been hearing it's coming home, and Spain, you look at the core of the team that Gareth Southgate has built so far, you look at what he's been doing since he got the job. This is his second final. Do you think he's just going to lose that final this time again?
Yeah, unfortunately for the England, they are playing the wrong opposition. Suppose they're going to play against Switzerland or Portugal or France, I could have backed them up to win the Euro. But they are meeting the wrong opponents, and they have no chance over the Spaniards.
Since you've seen the future, I'd like to make use of your crystal ball. But anyway, Spain are playing the best football, by the way. I think that's clear. And they've won all their games leading up to the final. Now, do you think the prospect of facing them for England is daunting, is scary?
Yeah, England is going to give them a tough time. But at the end of the day, the Spain is going to win. Because what I saw in the England team, against my country, Switzerland scored early goal. On the England, they equalized and they won. Yesterday, they did the same thing. So I pray it doesn't happen to Spain on Sunday come the final.
But now, Spain have played the best football, really. There's no doubt about that. And they could as well just get one ahead of England in the final as well. You just see that England bounce back and win just like they've been doing. But look at what we've got here now. You look at their FIFA rankings. And, of course, England are ranked higher at the moment. I don't know if that tells you something, but you also look at you look at their best performance at the Euros so far. Of course, Spain have won once, and they've been in the final 3 times, while England are runners-up once. That's in 2020. And of course, you look at the number of matches that they've won in this tournament as well. Spain edges that 6-4, 6 for Spain and 4 for England. 2 draws for England, by the way, who have not been up to it at some point. But then it just feels like they've improved as the tournament got better, and they've not lost. And you look at the key players as well, Dani Olmo and Harry Kane, 3 goals apiece. You look at their recent meetings, and England have the advantage. I don't know if that tells you something, Coach Adeyemi. And of course, you know, you prepare teams to play other teams. And I don't know how much of this will count as a factor now. The fact that England have won 14 games to Spain's 10, and then 3 draws in between them, and then just that. And the last meeting you look at between these sides too, back in 2018, England also edged down. It was an edgy encounter, but it ended in the favor of England in a 5-goal thriller.
There are many aspects you have to look into the game. When you look at when I want to analyze the Spain and the England, tactical discipline, collective play, cohesion, taking chances at the right time, the Spanish is better than the England. If the England allows the Spain to score early goal the way they do for the last 2 matches, then they're going to win. The Spain is going to win 2-0, 3-0. Because the same luck that lead them in semi-final, quarter-final may not repeat itself.
But talking about that early goal now, you have to flash back to the final that England played against Italy. Italy got the early goal. Luke Shaw scored that one, and they went on to lose. Perhaps if Spain scores the early goal in this one, it might just pay England.
Don't forget, the way the Spain is playing is quite different from the Italian. The Spain team is very, very disciplined. They have so confidence on the ball. They hardly lose the ball to the opponent. And the moment they lost the ball, they fight back to get the ball immediately. So that is the difference between the Italian team. The Italian team are more disciplined, defensive-minded. But the Spain are more disciplined, defensive-minded, and attacking-minded. Overall, they are dominant. So I don't think the England will have chance over the Spain.
All right, let's look at one young man that is wowing the entire world. He's got the world at his feet now. That's Lamine Yamal, 16 years old. He replaced this Pele as the youngest player to score at a major tournament. And then, of course, you look at what he's done so far, since he broke out in Barcelona. And you just have to look at it. You know, he's got African heritage. His father is Moroccan. His mom has roots in Cameroon and even in Eritrea, I believe. Yeah, so you look at this now. It's a brilliant prospect for Afro representation on the football stages, the biggest football stages. But looking towards the final now, don't you see him being a key player on Sunday?
See, let me say, I said it in the AFROSPORT before the tournament begins. Meet Mr. Tolu. He asked me, what am I expecting from the Africans representing other country? The aim I said is going to be the man of the tournament. Because I saw the way he played in Barcelona. The young man is playing as an adult. He never have nervous. He's composed. So I think the Spanish team all around there, they are so tactical discipline, and they play for one another. I think against England, if England is not careful, he's going to score 2 goals against them.
Really? You're seeing Lamine Yamal scoring a brace in the final? That would be some record.
He's going to be the man of the tournament.
Okay. It'll be interesting, of course. If he does that, then he already ties Dani Olmo, ties Harry Kane, who we're looking at as main players going into the game. Those two have 3 goals apiece. He scored 1, and he could just tie it with them now. Going by what you're saying, Coach.
The final is going to be a final that nobody expects the result that's going to. It will be surprised to that the way the Spain is going to beat the England. But if the match will end in penalty, then I will go for England.
Okay, that would be interesting. Maybe you trust England from set pieces. Let's talk about one of their players now, Bukayo Saka. How proud are you? How are you proud of Bukayo Saka at the moment? Looking at what he's done. From the last Euros, you look at his rise. You look at how he's matured. How he's put everything behind him, and now he's still one of the best players in the world, arguably.
First and foremost, I have to give kudos to the coach, the England coach. Because if you see the system is playing, he was confident to play Saka in the right-hand side, which is the defense side of the field. And that is not the position Saka used to play with Arsenal. But this young man adopted to that system. He was outstanding all through. So for me, that means to tell you that he's a professional. And I was so happy the way I see him, the way he's playing. I was one outstanding player in the England national team. It is difficult for the coach to change him. I wish he should have won the Euro, but my heart is for Spain.
It's your certainty for me. I would still like to test your crystal ball, how you are making these bold predictions. It's like you've seen Sunday already. But anyways, of course, it'll be interesting to see how the final goes till then. And of course, we'll still continue the conversation. But right now, we have to take a break. And when we return, it will be all about the Copa America. It's all about Argentina up against Colombia. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Sport has the power to change the world. It has the power to inspire. It has the power to unite people. It speaks to youth in a language they understand. It laughs in the face of all types of discrimination. Sport can create hope where once there was only despair.
now of Uruguayan players.
Now, incredible scenes in the American shores, and we see that, of course, the opposition players between Uruguay and Colombia were fighting, and then that extended into the stands. Incredible scenes, really. And we saw the likes of Darwin Nunez having to defend his family. Of course, he's come out on social media to react to that as well. Jose Jimenez also had his thoughts discussed in the post-match, and it's just incredible scenes. When these kind of things happen in football, you don't want to see them. But Coach Adeyemi is still here to join me. And I'd like to start with that sense, of course, these are the pictures we saw the last time, just before we resume the conversation. What do you make of this incredible situation that happened between Colombian players and Uruguay players, especially with the World Cup coming to the United States of America in about 2 years' time?
Yeah, this what's happened between the player and the fans. I think it's unprofessional from the player side. You have to expect that when you are losing or winning, the opposition of fans, they will find a way to provoke you. They just have to calm down and control their emotion. But for a player to go to the stand and fight in the fans, I think it's unprofessional and unsporting.
Well, it's of course unprofessional, and that's of course is a certainty. But you have to look at the game itself. Colombia-Uruguay. Uruguay looks like the better team across the tournament, but Colombia did the business to eliminate them.
Yeah, like I said yesterday, my heart went for Colombia. Then I pronounced Uruguay. We know that in South American football, Colombia is a world power in that zone, in that region. So I think at this moment, they are going to beat Argentina.
Oh, interesting. Of course, I was really going to ask you about the outcome as well, because Argentina have been dominant. In fact, they've been the dominant force of football. Looking at the last 3 years, this could be a fourth title. Do you think that Colombia, why do you think that? Because you've said now that Colombia will beat them, and I want to trust your crystal ball as well. But what convinces you that Colombia can defeat Argentina in a final? Something that, I mean, teams have not managed since like 3 years' time.
If you go and look at the past record, Colombia has been a good rival to Argentina. Whenever they are playing, the grass suffer. So, and the play is going to be like the way they play the Hungary. Because Colombians are people that are very determined. They fight like a warrior until 90 minutes. They never give up. And the Argentina, they know that too. They know that if you don't come with their A game, and if you don't come with arrogance in the field of play, fighting for one another from one set to 90 minutes, the Colombia will
now, let's take a look at
sure
the record between both sides. Obviously, Argentina are the best team in the FIFA rankings now. Colombia are 12th. So look at the recent matches between them two. And Argentina have won 6, and then Colombia 5. 1 draw in between that. 12 losses for Colombia in recent times as well. And then Lautaro Martinez has been the flag bearer of the Argentinian charge. 4 goals to his name. Daniel Munoz at fullback. It's a fullback for Crystal Palace, and he's also been foraying into the attack for Colombia. He's got 2 goals as well. But that man in the picture, James Rodriguez, has also been quite important for them so far. He's got 6 assists, and that's in similitude with his 6 goals in the 2014 World Cup as well. You look at the recent meeting between both sides, that was in 2022 as well. Argentina won that one 1-0, and that looks like the score in a final. I mean, 1-0 is that sort of a final feeling score. But one big deal now is that Lionel Messi's legacy is indeed on the line, because, well, he's won trophies, major trophies for Argentina recently. But don't you think winning this will be like the cherry on the cake for him?
It could have been good for Argentina to win it, and it will be a pride to Messi, winning the World Cup and also winning the Copa America. It will have been the send-off for him to hang his vote. But I know that this Colombia will not want that to happen. You will see tomorrow on Sunday when we're going to play
Monday morning.
final. Monday morning, which is Sunday night, midnight.
Yeah.
What is going? You see, the grass is going. They will fight playing. You will not even see more technical. You will see more strength and space and energy in the game than playing football. For them, it's the end result that matters.
All right, now we have to consider the fixtures. I still have just one question for you before we go. Of course, we know the third place game will take place on Sunday morning. That's been between Canada and Uruguay. And then, of course, like we just said, now Argentina will play Colombia in the early hours of Monday morning for the final. But just one last question before we go, or make that two predictions in these games. And also, I want us to talk still on Lionel Messi. Is it the perfect time for him to, of course, bow out of international football?
This is the perfect time if he could be able to win the Copa America. But unfortunately, I don't see him winning it.
Okay.
Because I don't think he have any parts to play anymore in the Argentina team. Because it's no more younger, you know. And when you talk about the prediction about Uruguay and Canada, I stand for Uruguay. Canada has no chance.
And you'd reckon that Argentina have, I quote you, no chance for Colombia?
I see Colombia winning that match. I don't know how it's going to happen. But at the end result is going to be favor of the Colombia.
Okay.
But I wish Messi could have won.
I'm just going to trust your crystal ball now. It's been fun engaging it so far. Thank you very much, Coach A.A.A, Adedeji, for always making your cameos here on AfroSport Now in Focus. Thank you very much, and of course, we'll be expecting to see you next time.
It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you once again, Mr. Yomide, for having me.
Yeah. And thank you very much for watching. This is the full complement of the show today on AfroSport Now in Focus. But you can catch up with our updates on social media as well. Our handles at AfroSport TV on all platforms. You could also visit our website. It is www.afrosportnow.com. My name is Amide Shotubo. I'll see you next time.